oh no, your tactic has stopped working, or maybe you're struggling to beat sides that you should. On today's show, I'm going to share with you a few simple tips that you can use in your game. Hopefully, they help you out. My name is Daljit. Welcome to the show. Hi there, and welcome to the channel, which brings you content on the game Football Manager. Here, you will find me doing tips, tricks, hacks, guides, and if you want longer playthroughs, head over to my YouTube channel, Daljit's Moments, where you will find me streaming 3 times a week. On Mondays, we do different kinds of things. Currently, we are doing some PvP matches on Mondays with the community. On Tuesdays, we're doing league matches at the moment. On Wednesdays and Fridays, I live stream as well, and you can always bring your tactics on the show, maybe even your saves. Just look me up if you need any help. My first tip is going to be straightforward. Identify the transition. Football is about using the ball properly, right? When you have it, you want to make sure you produce quality chances, and when you don't, you want to deny the opposition. A key part in knowing what to identify depends on how comfortable you are breaking transitions down. So we got basically 3 broad phases of play. You work the ball from your keeper to midfield, to through your defense, and then from defense to midfield, and then finally from midfield to attack. So that's basically the broad ones. I mean, you can break down transitions into mini transitions as well. Like, when you're in midfield, you're actually trying to consolidate play, you're trying to get your players into position. So you get into the next phase where your fullbacks are attacking down the flanks. Now, the more you play the game and the more you spend time looking at transitions, the more comfortable you are going to be identifying them. And the problem I find for most people is they don't really spot the transitions that are affecting their tactics. And one of the more important transitions is actually your midfield phase when you're trying to get into an attacking position. And this is sometimes quite challenging. And here in this example, I've got a shot. We were playing this game. We've got 2 players playing against each other. We've got Jovan on the left, and then we've got Benny on the right. Now Benny's team is trying to attack from right to left. I've paused the game at this specific point. The fullback has the ball, and in the center we've got Fabinho. Fabinho is going to receive the ball. Now, when we play this through, you see Fabinho right now has no choice but to play it to Rafinha. The challenge is Fabinho can't turn to his left because he's been closed down by another player. And then you've got Rafinha. Now he's got the ball, but he really doesn't have much of a choice. He has to do a diagonal across the pitch to the other side towards Richarlison. The challenge here is none of these are really very effective key passes. So when we're looking at this transition, several things stand out. First up, they are playing against a team that's fairly congested. The whole area here is very congested. The team in red doesn't have width, doesn't have options to play out wide to these areas. Secondly, when Fabinho receives the ball, right, we don't have another party here closer to him that he can play a pass to. So what could he have done? He could obviously have played wider. He could have had roles like wingers who would give him the width. He could have tried playing on a lower tempo, but that would have been risky. If the opposition had better quality in them, they would have put pressure on him and he might have lost the ball. So the easiest solution would have been to look for roles and duties that would have given him width. Transitions can break down anywhere. They can break down from defense through midfield. Things like team instructions, goalkeeper instructions, even roles and duties play a big part here. If I were using a sweeper keeper on support or even on attack, and I had ball playing defenders, sometimes you see ball playing defenders with risky passes on higher mentalities, just electing to play the ball long, and you're just giving away possession of the ball. So these are small little things that you have to keep an eye out on. So whenever you create a tactic, you're looking to see whether your plan is working. And to do that, you need to make sure that your transitions are working. There are many, many other kinds of transitions in the game. Like, if you're playing counter-attacking football and you don't want to play the ball out of defense, you're looking to play the ball long towards the flanks. In that case, you're looking for the transition from the goalkeeper to the flanks to see whether you're winning the ball on the flanks. If you're not winning the ball on the flanks, could it be because your player's not strong enough? Maybe your goalkeeper doesn't have good kicking. Small little things like that, they can help you with the game. So learn how to look at transitions a bit more carefully. The thing here is, most of you are already making good tactics. So what happens when you've got a tactic that works some of the time and doesn't work other times. What do you look for then? Well, this is where you need to start becoming familiar with the concept of key passes. There's one thing I do a lot in this game, and that is to look at numbers. And one of the biggest numbers in the game is key passes. Key passes are those passes that lead to assists, right? So you're playing a pass out to an area where the next pass is going to generate an assist. Key passes are vital in football, and these indicate whether or not your team is able to create goal scoring chances. You can get key pass feedback in the game at halftime or during the course of the match. If your skin is able to show it to you, then it's all nice and dandy. And you can always look at key passes after the fact to analyze whether your players are performing well. For all my tactics, I'm always making sure that my fullbacks are generating at least 2 key passes a game, and my central midfielders, I'm never happy if they do anything less than 3. So these are things that you want to be paying attention to in your games. In fact, in one of my long-term saves, I had problems with my tactic for a while. I was trying to figure out why I wasn't scoring enough goals or creating enough chances. And then when I looked at my team, I figured out that there was a player in my team I had signed because he was creating something like 5 key passes per game. I brought him into my squad. And then when he started playing for me, I put him into a role and in a position where he was generating only 1 key pass per game. But for the better part of 2 months, I couldn't identify. I was like, scratching my head, wondering why we were not, creating so many chances. Then when I moved that player into a deep lying playmaker's position, voila, everything started to work. He was able to string those key passes from a deeper position, allowing me to unlock more sides. That fixed my tactic. Yeah, of course, there are going to be a lot of other things that can turn a season around, but these are 2 of the basic things that I always check first before I go and look at things like whether or not my player has the right kind of traits, or maybe his trait is kicking in too much. All these other things, they come after the fact. The first 2 things I always check: transitions and whether or not I'm generating enough key passes, because there's no point looking at the rest of the information if these 2 key ones aren't looked at first. On another show, I plan to look at why your strikers could be misfiring. And it's surprising because I just realized there is a very simple reason why that could be happening. I'll do that on an upcoming show, and I will devote some time to it. I hope you enjoyed today's video and you found it useful. These are just 2 simple tips that I use in all my games, and I'm hoping that they help you out too. If you have any questions, you guys know where to find me. Once again, I want to thank everybody for your support. Don't forget, I stream 3 times a week over on Dalgis Moments, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Please bring your tactics. If you need any help, just sound me out and I'll try and do my best to help you guys out. You guys take care. Have a good one. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.